Hi everybody, welcome to EPG Pathshala. Myself, Dr. Lalita Poluru, working as librarian at Institutes of Pharmacy and Science, Nirma University, Ahmedabad. I am also associated with counseling of MLIC students of IGNOU and a recognized research supervisor from Baba Ambedkar Open University, Ahmedabad. Today, I'm going to talk on a module on ethics and prevention of cyberspace plagiarism, which is a module in the paper using information communication technology in libraries. The learning outcomes of this module are prevalence of plagiarism, types of plagiarism, reasons for plagiarism, role of whistleblowers in identifying the plagiarism, software, different types of software available in detecting the plagiarism, that is, the open source and commercial softwares, that is, proprietary software. Then, prevention of plagiarism, role of academicians, institutes, universities, UGC in prevention of plagiarism. These are the learning outcomes of this module. Office of Research Integrity Policy on Plagiarism defines plagiarism as both the theft and misappropriation of intellectual property and the substantial unattributed textual copying of another's work. Plagiarism is the appropriation of another person's ideas, processes, results, or words without giving appropriate credit. The Merriam-Webster's online dictionary defines plagiarism as the act of stealing of work or idea or language without giving proper credit to the author and source. In the statement of United States Public Health Service, we found the word fabrication. That means making up data or results and recording or reporting them. Falsification is manipulating research materials, equipment, or processes, or changing or omitting data or results in such a way that the research is not actually represented in the research record. This is the main reason for academic dishonesty. Again, what is plagiarism? Various definitions of plagiarism are as follows. Turning in someone else's work as your own, copying words or ideas from someone else without giving credit, failing to put a quotation in quotation marks, giving incorrect information about the source of quotation. For example, if you are citing some reference, if you are not properly giving the reference as per the source from which you have taken, that is known as incorrect information about the source of quotation. Changing words but copying the sentence structure of a source without giving credit. It can be also known as paraphrasing. If you are paraphrasing, it should be in a proper way. Though you have paraphrased, you are supposed to give credit to the original source. Copying so many words or ideas from a source that it makes up the majority of your work, whether you give credit or not. So these are all different definitions for plagiarism. Types of plagiarism. Plagiarism may be whether intentional or unintentional. It is of the below defined types. Copy paste, that is copying word to word textual contents. Idea plagiarism, using similar concept or opinion which is not in common knowledge. Paraphrasing, that is changing grammar, similar meaning, words, and reordering sentences in original work. Then artistic plagiarism, presenting someone else's work using different media such as text, images, voice, or video. Third plagiarism, that is using program code, algorithms, classes, or functions without permission or reference. Forgotten or expired links to resources, addition or quotations, or reference marks, but failing to provide information or up-to-date links to sources. No proper use of quotation marks, that is, failing to identify exact parts of borrowed contents. This happens when an author copies from some other sources without knowing the original source. That is why it is considered as a plagiarism. Misinformation of references, adding references to incorrect or non-existing original sources. Translated plagiarism, that is cross-language content translation and use without references to original work. For example, if a novel has been written in some other language and it is translated to another language without providing reference of the original work, then it is considered as a type of plagiarism. Reasons for plagiarism. There are so many reasons for plagiarism, but the main reasons are it's due to the lack of research skills in the students or researchers. Then again, lack of writing skills, maybe because of the language barrier. Then problems in evaluating internet sources. For example, whenever we download something and use it as a reference, we should be able to evaluate the internet source from which source we have downloaded that information, and we should be able to provide that information in a proper way. Confusion about how to cite sources. It's due to the authors may not understand how to cite the source which they have used. For this, one should learn how to cite the sources. Misconception about terminology. Pressure. It's maybe because one has to complete the research before the given time or to submit a paper to editor before the subscribed time. So because of the peer pressures also, sometimes plagiarism takes place. Poor time management and organizational skills. This is a big reason for plagiarism in the undergraduate students. Product-oriented writing assignments. Then cultural factors. Reasons for plagiarism. Though there are so many reasons for plagiarism, the main reasons are laziness among students, fear of failure, because maybe the preparation for giving assignments or submissions are not proper. Language, jargon, maybe students are from different backgrounds and different languages. When they are supposed to write assignments or to submit their dissertations and thesis in some foreign language. That creates problem. Maybe that is the reason for plagiarism again. Publish to prosper. This is for career advancements. Out of the enthusiasm to prosper in career, this may happen to plagiarize papers and publish them to advance in their careers. Recognition among the peers. By plagiarizing, if you feel that if you can advance in career and get credit amongst the peers, that is also a reason for plagiarism. Few cases of plagiarism. There are so many names of eminent personalities who were indulged in plagiarism, though they have not straightly indulged into plagiarism, maybe because they have relied on their research scholars or co-workers, they were duped into these cases. The famous cases are Kundu et al., Attaya Raju case, Selladurai and others, Karmeshu and Sharma, Shashi from Jawaharlal Nehru University, Chiranjeevi P., who was professor at Sri Venkateshwara University, Tirupati, Professor Shigeaki Kato from University of Tokyo. For more cases about plagiarism, you may refer to the website on Society for Scientific Values. Plagiarism detection can be manually done through various ways. For example, mixed citation styles, where a student or an author is providing varieties of citation styles in one paper. See, we have different citation styles like APA, Chicago Manual, etc. So if a paper is having various citation styles in referencing as well as in citation, then an experienced academician can easily find out that the paper has been plagiarized. The other ways are mixed references, and then unusual formatting, and then anomalies in diction, different blunders in clues. For example, if a paper has been plagiarized, the cross-references taken from other papers are not properly cited, giving clues for the blunders they have done. This way, the manual detection of plagiarism can take place. Plagiarism detection related to cyberspace plagiarism. Cyberspace plagiarism is detected through using technology that has a set of powerful algorithms to create a digital fingerprint of any text document. Due to the technology, it is becoming very easy to plagiarize using few mouse clicks through cut copy option from several readily available papers on the internet. It is common practice that school students get their school assignments done through contract cheating, that refers to outsourcing of assignments by students to agencies who produce the assignments on their behalf. These contract sites are grouped into 4 categories, that is auction sites, discussion forums, easy mills, and feed aggregators. Using technology for technology-driven plagiarism, that is using plagiarism detection software for detecting the cyberspace plagiarism, is the latest trend across academic institutes. there are different commercial plagiarism detection software available in the market. A few examples of them are Easy Verification Engine, that is EVE2, which is a very powerful tool that allows professors and teachers at all levels of the education system to determine if students have plagiarized material from the World Wide Web. It accepts essays in plain text, Microsoft Word, or Corel WordPerfect format and returns links to web pages from which a student may have plagiarized. Next one is Turnitin, which is a new enhanced version that integrates with 3 essential instructional support tools: originality check, plagiarism prevention, grade mark, that is paperless grading, and peer mark, peer reviewing. Turnitin helps to work with a single, all-in-one view of a student's paper in its original format, including styled text, graphics, and photos. View feedback from all sources in one comprehensive, multi-layered view. Maintain academic integrity and engage students in their development as learners. Authenticate is the leading provider of professional plagiarism detection and prevention technology used worldwide by scholarly publishers and research institutes to ensure the originality of written work before publication. Authenticate helps editors, authors, and researchers prevent misconduct by comparing manuscripts against its database of over 45 billion web pages and 130 million content items, including 38 million works from 530 scholarly published participants of Crosscheck, a service offered by Crossref and powered by Authenticate software. Authenticate is developed by Turnitin, the leader in plagiarism and originality checking for educational institutes worldwide. Open source plagiarism detection software. Few examples are Crot open source software, which is available in 2 basic versions: open source plugin for Moodle CMS, which can be used only if embedded to the running version of Moodle course management system. This version is useful for educational institutes, and the other one is Crot Desktop, which is primarily intended for individual users. It is a shareware and free for 3 papers. The other one is DocCop, which creates reports displaying the correlations and matches between documents or a document and the web. It gathers the evidence and provides the information required to judge whether plagiarism has occurred without taking copyright or ownership of your material. Another example of open source software is Viper, which is fast becoming the plagiarism checker of choice, rising over and above other plagiarism checkers with over 10 billion resources scanned and an easy interface which highlights potential areas of plagiarism in an article. A sample of research articles checked through Plagiarism Detector open source software has given the plagiarism has been detected from almost all open source resources. That means it's evident that most of the open source plagiarism software are providing the details of resources which are into open source, open access. When the article has been compared with a proprietary software, that is commercial software. It has given 23% similarity index, and originality report showed that the article has taken 16% internet sources, 7% from publications, and 6% from student papers. That means the commercial softwares are providing more appropriate information related to plagiarism. Limitations of plagiarism detection software. Most of the times, the software subscription charges are very high. This is when we procure a commercial software. This is in terms of the commercial software, we are looking into the points. It is often the subscription charges are very high. Often they rely on text-based matching of articles submitted for plagiarism detection with documents available in the database of the proprietor, that is the commercial software, that results in incomplete detection from other sources not available in the databases. Sometimes it will be a time-consuming activity. There are chances of losing formats of assignments submitted to plagiarism detection software. Then, original research work and data are made available to a third party that may lead to copyright violation. Limitations of plagiarism detection software. Use of plagiarism detection software may strain teacher-student relationship, as students may feel guilty till they are proven innocent. This is because students may think that the faculty are suspecting them for their integrity. That may cause some kind of strain in the relationship between teacher and student. Plagiarism detection software can be fooled by making intelligent changes in syntax of plagiarized portion of article or assignment. It would also detect common phrases and sentences that are often used in contemporary writings, leading to increase in overall proportion of plagiarized content in a given text. Prevention strategies. Preventing plagiarism is a very difficult task, as it is not a technological problem but associated with the ethical behavior and application of appropriate research methodology. Consistent institutional approach is required against plagiarism and educating students to understand the necessity to avoid plagiarism, and more importantly, promoting ethical behavior in their academic work. Combating plagiarism can happen through combinatorial strategies that encompass institutes, faculty members, and students. The following strategies can be deployed to prevent plagiarism. Prevention strategies. To avoid plagiarism, it is necessary that institute should take responsibility by doing certain policies, like they should follow certain steps to prevent plagiarism. That is, frame clear policies with appropriate disciplinary action that should be made available on the websites of the institutes, so that students can look into the websites, understand the disciplinary actions that are taken when they commit some kind of plagiarism. Organize orientation programs that should be conducted at the beginning of each academic session, wherein policies regarding plagiarism and research misconduct should be discussed. Code of honor, that is, declaration of academic integrity, should be taken from the students before handling the project work. Imparting education on plagiarism to students as well as to faculty is very important. Building institutional repositories, including research articles, dissertations, and theses, and student assignments to avoid plagiarism. Regulatory bodies like UGC and AICTE should come up with a policy to deal with plagiarism. Prevention strategies. The role of academic community and academicians. It's important that academic communities as well as academicians to take moral responsibility to make students avoid plagiarism. Engage students and colleagues in discussions about plagiarism. Try to teach a consensus about what constitutes plagiarism. Make distinctions between blatant and trivial plagiarism and determine appropriate responses and consequences to acts of plagiarism. Faculty members may also engage with the students in the following activities. Make plagiarism an explicit topic in their instruction. Help students to see how ideas evolve and why it is important to acknowledge the work of others, that is, citations and referencing. Explain and model how to paraphrase and cite. Provide opportunities to write for realistic purposes and broad audiences. Review drafts of students' writing before the final text is due. Try to identify acts of plagiarism early and explain the students that the act of plagiarism is not acceptable for final submissions. Explicitly teach students how to search the internet to find valid, reliable information. Role of academic librarians and library professionals in handling prevention of plagiarism is very vital, because through their information literacy programs, librarians can provide a lot of information about academic dishonesty and how to stop this academic dishonesty. Plagiarism, as you all know, plagiarism is a part of academic dishonesty. So, the librarians, with their information literacy activities, can provide classes to students and young faculty members about internet searching, authenticate citation of sites, varieties of citations, referencing, both the ways manual referencing as well as they can also make them understand how to use various reference managers like Mendeley and Zotero to provide citations as well as to create bibliographies. Beyond this, they can also help the researchers and students to find out relevant information through varieties of search strategies, helping them to understand how to search relevant information and relevant things from internet. They can also help how to write and cite the research papers by conducting various author workshops as well as academic writing workshops, being coordinators. So, there is a lot of things which the academic librarians can contribute to the prevention of plagiarism in institutes of higher education. Role of UGC and InflibNet Center. The InflibNet Center, as a mandate of the UGC, is hosting and maintaining a digital repository of Indian electronic theses and dissertations accessible to all institutes and universities. As per the MOU signed between universities and InflibNet Center, already more than 100 universities are provided with either Turnitin or Authenticate Plagiarism Detection software as one of the incentives to the participating universities of Shodhganga. Shodhganga is the ETD repository maintained by InflibNet Center. Plagiarism is stealing somebody's ideas or copying words from already existing texts without giving proper acknowledgement to the authors or the creators. Plagiarism can happen intentionally or unintentionally, and there are various reasons for its occurrence. Experienced academicians can easily find out plagiarism looking into the texts submitted to them. Plagiarism can be easily found out using technology by entering few phrases into Google, which further provides us the sources from which the text has been plagiarized. Each university should come up with ethical centers to avoid plagiarism. Students are to be oriented to understand the act of plagiarism so that they will avoid doing that. In India, it is very important to come up with an action plan to avoid plagiarism with written policies. Universities should keep their written policies on the websites so that students will come to know about different disciplinary actions taken against them if they come across the detection of plagiarism in their submitted assignments or thesis or dissertations. Over all these things, it's very important to have self-discipline in one and all to avoid plagiarism, to provide quality research for the development of the nation, and to be as good citizens. Thank you.